All right. New York has got his mayor. You Muppets. So what do people think about it? Let's have a look. This is gonna get... Man, this is gonna be a war zone. Spectator Index. Zoran Mandami wins New York mayoral. I never heard of that word before. Mayoral election. GG. Breaking Zoran Mandami wins the New York City mayoral race. Okay. NBC News. Oh my god. What? New York Post. Zoran Mandami wins 2025 New York City mayoral election. And then we've got, on your marks, get set, Zoe, Socialist Mandami wins race for the mayor, the Red Apple. Ooh, we've got hammer and sickle here. Where is the Islamic flag, though? I mean, in America, that doesn't work, though, because red is Republicans. So what are you trying to tell us here? Man, could you imagine if he's like, and by the way, now that I've won, I was Republican all along. He goes full conservative on you. Christian nationalist, in fact. Oh, that would be incredible. If Omar Fateh wins in Minneapolis, it will become an Islamic shithole. If Zoran Mandami wins in New York City, it will become an Islamic shithole. Muslims should not hold office. Is this something I don't understand? Is it like a joke, a word? Should not hold office in the USA. Their religion is incompatible with the Constitution. This guy won. I have to say, not my favorite candidate. When it comes to this one, though, I'll have to make a dedicated video because I think this guy is even worse news. I think this guy's worse. The one in Minneapolis, I think is worse. But whatever, let's see. Mayor-elect of New York City. Oh, look at this hand. This is dangerous, guys. What if this becomes my heart goes to you, though? Because at the moment, it's just my heart. What if this is my heart goes to you? TPUSA, of course. Mamdani is a Muslim socialist. If he wins, you'll see what we've been warning about. I hope not. That's what I'm going to say. I really hope not. But I'm going to say a few of the things that I'm going to predict. And then if I'm wrong, fantastic. Who else can't wait to watch Trump lose his shit when Mamdani wins? I see a Canadian flag here. So, I mean, Marlon Robertson, you've got your own problems to take care of. New York. Wow. Oh my gosh, look at this. I mean, there is the whole thing about taxing people based on whether or not they're white. That one is the one that we need to really talk about. New York City, if Mandani wins. All right, man, this looks like shit. Then again, though, while the right wing is in power, I don't think this level of propaganda shouldn't be able to happen. Now, will there be problems when it comes to the sort of economic policies and taxation and all that kind of stuff? I think so. Crime, I do imagine that there might be problems when it comes to crime due to his opinions on the police force. I think that will be a problem. Once again, if I'm wrong, fantastic, good. But this level is, I think, it cannot happen if the right wing is in power, like at a federal level, I mean.
And realize there's a policy proposal that says your plan, and I'm going to quote it for folks, is to shift the tax burden from overtaxed homeowners in the outer boroughs to more expensive homes in richer and whiter neighborhoods.
I find that disgusting. This is why I don't like him. And I don't care what he says. This is a racially racist, derogatory, and unjust taxation. To me, it's un-American.
Explain why you are bringing race into your tax proposal.
Exactly. That is just a description of what we see right now. It's not driven by race. It's more of an assessment of what neighborhoods are being undertaxed versus overtaxed.
So no plans to change that language on your website?
The focus here is to actually ensure a fair property tax system.
Unbelievable. What a snake. That's a snake answer. That's a snake answer. She look at this. Look at this. Look, this is exactly why I don't like him, and I think he's the worst candidate, and this was a major mistake, New Yorkers. This was a major mistake. She literally read it as is. You want to tax white people more in whiter neighborhoods. And then she asks, why are you making it racial? And he says, no, we're not making it racial. It's just an observation of the situation. And so she says, well, if you're not making it racial, will you change the way it's phrased? Meaning, perhaps you could say, we will tax richer, higher income areas more. You don't have to say white. And to that, he completely dodged the question and deflected.
On your website.
The focus here is to actually ensure a fair property tax system.
Which basically is telling you, in order for this to be fair, we need to keep white. because it's white people we want to target. And also because it's a virtual signal, and also because blue non-whites are gonna love it. There are plenty of conservatives who are black or brown or Asian and are gonna look at this and say this is nonsense, and centrists. But a lot of people on the Democratic side will love this. And then there is gonna be the, of course, suicidal empathy, self-loathing whites that are gonna be like, oh yeah, that's right, with a whip on themselves because we are the oppressor and colonialism and reparations. And he needs to keep that because it works on that kind of people. So he's not going to remove it because it's exactly what he wants, to target white people exclusively.
And the use of that language is just an assessment of the neighbor.
It's just an assessment of the neighbor. Unbelievable. No, it's not. That's a lie. That is a lie if I've ever seen one. The use of that language is just an assessment of the neighborhood. Not a chance in heaven and hell. Dear New York City, when Komi Mamdani wins and you realize the hell you voted for, stay the hell out of red states. We don't want you. But to be fair though, if people, because we have to understand this, even blue states have Republicans in them, right-wingers and centrists, right? It's not like because it's a blue state, every single individual who lives there, whether it be California or whether it be New York, is a Democrat, right? What if it's a few Republicans that want to go to a red state that were from New York? If you appreciate my content so far and wish to help ensure my ability to continue to tell it how it is, regardless of any possible backlash, please support this channel on Patreon. Any support helps me and my team of academics keep the channel strong and gives us the means to fight back against the political rewriting of history. Stand with us, defend the truth. Mamdani wins, New York City is cooked. If Mamdani wins, Curtis Silva should be shamed for life for betraying New York City. Okay, this guy is dancing, unless he's AI, I don't know at this point. Bernie Sanders, what does he have to say? 1 second, sorry, I was having a little biscuit. Mamdani won. The establishment is in panic. Billionaires are raising money against him. Trump is ranting. Islamophobes are on the loose. Of course he's going to say Islamophobes. Absolute imbecile. We're talking about a mayor. Okay? They know what we know. Candidates who stand boldly with the working class can win not only New York City, but anywhere. Let's stand with Zoran. This is the thing. Is he going to stand with the working class if part of that working class is white and Christian? Mamdani won as if there was ever any doubt. Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't doubt it. I did think that he was going to win, yes. To be clear, this post from Donald Trump is blatantly anti-Semitic. As a Jewish American, I hope Zoran Mamdani wins in a landslide. What's the post? Any Jewish person that votes for Zoran Mamdani, a proven and self-professed Jew hater, is a stupid person. How is this anti-Semitic? You've got to stop, okay? You've got to stop calling everything anti-Semitic. How about you only call anti-Semitic stuff anti-Semitic? It would really help taking you seriously. You know, this post, this statement, I actually don't know what Mamdani allegedly said about Jews. But this statement by Donald Trump can only be two things. It's either accurate and truthful, or it's false and misrepresentative of truth. Full stop. There is no way, shape or form that this can be considered anti-Semitic. In fact, if anything, let's say for a moment that it's true, and Mr. Mamdani hates Jews, as Donald Trump suggested. Then in that case, his statement could not possibly be anti-Semitic. If anything, it's pro-Semitic. And instead, let's say that after careful investigation, Mamdani is not a Jew hater, and in fact he freaking loves the Jews. Or maybe he's indifferent. Doesn't matter. In that case, it would make this statement by President Trump incorrect. Not anti-Semitic, even in that situation. So what are you on about, Matt? What are you on about? Him, Black Lives Matter. Be careful, because I'm allied with a blue Jew. I'm going to send the blue Jew against you. Yeah, look at this. A Democrat Zohran Mamdani wins New York City, first Muslim mayor. Why do you spell it like this? Democrat Abigail wins Virginia, first female governor. Democrat Mikey wins New Jersey. MAGA racists don't know what's coming. I would like to underline, Mr. Melancholy, that female are not a race. I mean, sometimes it does feel like we're two separate species, so I'll be honest with you. But as far as I understand biologically, female are not a race. and Muslims are not a race. What this means is that this racist here, which you capitalize for absolutely no grammatical reason whatsoever, has nothing whatsoever to do with any reaction from the MAGA subsection of the right wing. Now, does it? Man, I swear, this idea that if you criticize Islam or Muslims in any way, shape, or form, it makes you a racist, you gotta drop this. It's just ridiculous. You're buffoons at this point. You're buffoons. Also because, once again, I thought you were pro-women. I thought you were feminists. I thought you were pro-LGBTQ. I thought you were pro-gay. I thought you were pro-transgender. Empowered women. Well, Islam is not about that, is it? In fact, Islam is the very opposite of everything I just stated. Now, do I know how much of a fervent Muslim he is? I haven't got a clue. I guess we'll see. And this idea, I swear, that no one can say this, and then they tell you, no, are you being racist? Or you have a problem with, you keep complaining and crying about Christian nationalism, but people can't say anything about Muslims and Islam? It's unbelievable. The hypocrisy. Welcome to London, coming soon to New York City if Mamdani wins. But yeah, that does not look like the London that I remember, to be honest. Get mad all you want, but here's the fact, says Pastor Greg Lockie, wow, 200,000 followers. I need to step up my game here. If Mamdani wins New York City, it'll be turned into a war zone, a wasteland, and an Islamic invasion beyond comprehension will ensue. Anyone telling you he's the best candidate is ignorant and complicit in a terroristic takeover. Well, look, I don't think he was, the best candidate. I don't think so. No, I don't like him as a candidate personally, and I wish he lost, but I did not think he would. With that being said, once again, New York is inside the United States of America, so I do think the conditions of New York might get worse due to this mayor, particularly when it comes to crime and specifically for white people and Christians. That's what I think. And I'm not only saying that because it's Muslim. I would say that about every progressive, by the way, when it comes to positions against white people and Christianity. But of course, it's not like Muslims like Christians, usually. I think New York is gonna get worse, personally. And I hope I can be proven wrong. But I think this is a bit of an exaggeration. It's not like the federal government is not gonna allow this. But then again, we'll see. Unbelievable. What does the king say?
They rigged the election. Oh, I see. So basically what happened is that, so these are the different parties, and you can run for multiple parties. So the Protect Animals Party and also the Republican Party nominated Curtis Silwa, and the Working Families Party, I'm assuming, and then also the Democratic Party nominated Zoran Mandami. Is that accurate? Zoran? It's Zoran, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Zoran. Yeah, this is a intentional misunderstanding. And let's see if I can find any more of this here. And so, and this kind of stuff, by the way, this stuff to me is very, very frustrating for me to see because it's just misinformation. It's intentional misinformation. If you designed a ballot to confuse voters...
I hate misinformation, by the way. I just debunked something that was incorrectly pushed. And on the video yesterday night, you probably didn't get a notification for that one because it didn't do well compared to the others. It's the one about Winston Churchill. You should check it out.
On purpose, it would look exactly like this one. They asked for voter ID, right? Is this confusing? I will say this. I think that this is just my opinion, but I think having the same person on the ballot twice is really confusing to people. And you should only have one person on the ballot for each party. Yeah. Like, you shouldn't be able to have the same person on for multiple parties at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, it is confusing. I think it's just bad design, right? They definitely didn't try to make it easy. Yeah, exactly, right? Which version of Zoran wins? Well, it probably gets combined, right?
Yeah.
But it's just confusing for people to see it. But the instructions explained it. The instructions explain this. Have you ever talked to a person? You really think you're gonna just, it's explained to them. That doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. They're retarded. The average person is retarded. So you can't expect that to happen. Incorrect IDs aren't required, but address confirmation and signature are. Zoran is on twice because the nominee for both Democratic parties. Yeah, I think that just in general, playing the 9/11 clips is just not really gonna work, man. It's just not. Zoran was like 9 years old when this happened.
I was browsing through X, and I did think that, because I was actually wondering how old he would have been back in the day.
It's not like he was supporting 9/11. He actively said that he didn't support Hassan at a debate. At a debate, he actively said that. I mean, what more do you want him to do? Muslims died to it? Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, so American brains are fried. I understand that a lot of people have criticisms of Muslims or of Islam, etc.
As we should.
But I don't really think this is a very strong point to make. I just don't think so. I'm sorry, I don't think so.
At that point, I think personally that a stronger point to make rather than 9/11 would be to discuss the current condition of Europe and what happens when you have a lot of mayors who are Muslims. Look at in England, for example, and in general migrants from Muslim countries and how they interact with the local population. And when I say they, of course, I don't mean every single Muslim. But then again, it's kind of pointless of me to specify that, because if you're a radical leftist, you're still going to think I'm racist anyways, so I'm just wasting my time.
Our election is rigged. No ID is required. If you don't need an ID to vote, that's retarded.
Yeah, that is awful. You should always have ID. And it's insane. Like, who the heck would think that it's a good idea unless you're trying to rig? Yes, absolutely. Unless you want, like, freaking illegals to vote, a non-citizen to vote. Let's see, or people voting freaking twice with a beard on. So unless that's what you're trying to achieve, there is no other reason as to why you would be like, no, you shouldn't have citizen ID. No ID required, no problem. So there is no other way. So I think you have to think that that's a good idea. It just goes beyond me to think that there can actually be real human beings that don't have a shady plan, that don't have a shady reason to support this idea of not having ID. With that being said, do you really think, 0 Hour, that a state like New York, or California for that matter, would really need to rig their elections to elect a ultra-progressive here? As I pointed out on this post on X of mine, I say, to my fellow right-wingers who say that Zoran Mamdani won because of election fraud, brother, it's New York City. Of course he won. What planet do you live on if you really think that the guy needed to cheat with election fraud to win in one of the most blue states that has ever rainbowed? Not every election that doesn't go the way you would prefer is a stolen election, for crying out loud. He hates whites, he hates Trump, he hates the rich. Is he rich? Does he hate himself? He is Muslim, he's not white, he is progressive, and they love that shit over there, with some exceptions. Do you really think blue-haired white liberal women, en masse, would have voted Republican in New York City? Laughing out loud.
I'm sorry. I think that is absolutely fucking retarded. You should 100% need an ID to vote.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's rigged. Yeah, I mean, what do you mean you don't have an ID to vote? Yeah, what is this? Also, your Twitter algorithm is mad racist? I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, I'm sure other people are going to get different versions of it. But I do wish, by the way, you're bringing up a very good point. I wish that there was an aggregation system on Twitter that just showed the most talked about and the most...
Oh, the algorithm is racist. Guys, I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say this. Islam is not a race. Muslim is not a race. So if someone doesn't like Islam, it does not make him a racist. Otherwise, if that's the way you're going to go about it, then let's imagine for a second that we've got a black Christian preacher, like an actual ultra fundamentalist Christian, and he says something that you don't like, and then you say, oh, I hate what he's saying, and I strongly disagree and critique his Christianity. But now you're a racist because the guy is black? I mean, come on. Come on. Clown world.
What is this? Also, your Twitter algorithm is mad racist? I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, I'm sure other people are going to get different versions of it. But I do wish, by the way, you're bringing up a very good point. I wish that there was an aggregation system on Twitter that just showed the most talked about and the most popular things in terms of a topic, rather than things that were based off of an algorithm. So instead of like, they should have a for you and also a top instead of just a top.
Very good. I was actually about to disagree with Asmongold, but now that he clarified what he means, actually that's a very good idea. Because I was going to say they will never give up the catered to you and your personal preference and click-through rate, and they're never going to give up that to a general top based on popular perception or popular preference, because if they do that, that's objectively going to be less effective, and they want to keep user retention as high as possible. They're never going to do that. But what he just said, the option to choose between a separate top that considers, in fact, what generally speaking the masses like and the most popular things, as opposed to maybe right next to it a for you, specifically designed for you, I think that's actually a very good point and a very good idea. Elon, do you watch Asmongold?
So like the for you would be tailored specifically to your algorithm, and then the top would be the actual top post discussing the topic.
Very good.
So that's in my opinion, right? That's what I think they should do. So a general version, yeah, exactly, right? And that way people aren't confused. They don't know what they know what's going on, etc. Right? That's my opinion. I could be wrong about this, but that's still my opinion. But anyway, let's go back over here. Top is top for you. Yes, exactly. But it should not be that.
At the top tier in New Jersey,
I don't know
what they would actually pay here in New York. These things together would pay for the entirety of our economic agenda and start to Trump-proof our city. Because as you've said, the endorsements that Andrew Cuomo has got, and this morning he started it by going on Fox and Friends. Yeah. We're talking about Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and Stephen Miller. These are the architects in many ways of the crisis of authoritarianism that New Yorkers are facing. And
in my opinion, I think that not controlling things, I mean, I don't really see how you're going to advocate for, higher taxes, making people pay more money, trying to stop ICE from doing stuff. I mean, this is just authoritarianism in a different flavor, in my opinion. And this is one of the things that I feel like this is a left-wing talking point that I think is a very weak talking point, which is that they are against authoritarianism. They are not against authoritarianism.
Yeah, authoritarianism is on a different spectrum. You can be right-wing authoritarian, left-wing authoritarian, or you can be right-wing libertarian, left-wing libertarian. So I'm agreeing with Asmongold. I mean, look at freaking Stalin. You can't get more authoritarian than that, and he was absolutely far left. So maybe liberals are, I guess, I don't know, depending on where. But then again, as I say, it really isn't a matter of whatever title. I'm a progressive, no, I'm a liberal, I'm a conservative. How much do you want to use the force of the government intervention, law? But then at the end of the day, whatever nomenclature you use, the left is for big government, isn't it? And so big government can have to do with socialist spending and collective spending and collective ownership, which is one thing, but it can absolutely go into complete, utter authoritarianism as well. This idea that left-wing means automatically not authoritarian is stupid and anti-historical.
They want to be the authoritarians. They are not against authoritarianism. Yeah. They want to be the authoritarians.
Absolutely.
They want to be the ones in control of it. They want to be the ones deciding it. So it's not about like, oh, well, we don't want to have people telling us what to do. No, you don't want people telling you what to do because you want to tell people what to do. Yeah. That's the difference.
He's right.
A little bit different there, right?
Yeah.
New York is not Texas. Well, it's the same anywhere. It's just obvious.
Andrew Cuomo is so unwilling.
I don't think he has the power to implement these taxes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I could see Zoran going into being the mayor because he's going to win. Guys, he's going to win. Yeah, it's going to happen.
I knew
like, if anybody thinks he's not going to win, you're delusional. He's going to win. And if he doesn't, I will play Cyberpunk again. I will. I'll start it next week. Yeah.
Shame.
I'll play it again. If he doesn't win, I'll play it again. That's a punishment? Yes. It's obvious. It's obvious he's going to win. Yeah, that's it. Tomorrow?
That's exactly why I'm saying people that now push this idea, no, they rigged it. I don't think you need to rig this one, mate.
And that's tomorrow. Next week. I said next week. Yeah, clipped and unfollowed. Yeah, please don't win. I don't know. And you said you'll play it, but will you finish it? Yes, I'll play it to completion. I'll play the game to completion.
Tax Donald Trump's billionaire donors because he knows those are the same ones whose checks that he's busy cashing trying to get back to City Hall. So
yeah. And let me go back. I'll see if there's any other videos about this, him talking about it. But Yeah, falling market floods, 94% chance of him winning. That's pretty fucking high, right? And I just got my citizenship. I'm voting for you. Yes, immigration fundamentally reshapes a country. Yeah, it obviously does. I mean, it's common sense. That's what would happen. And let's see here. So you're proposing free groceries.
That is one of the reasons, in fact, probably the main reason why the left is so fixated with immigrants and migrants and all that kind of stuff. It's basically the same thing that they do when they indoctrinate children into whether it be gender studies or whether it be whatever it is, gender ideology and that kind of stuff. It's inclusivity and representation, the diversity. They do that because both ways generates voters in the near future, because the children will grow up and now they will vote for your side because you got them young, and then the other side, the immigrants that then become citizens, and then their children will all vote for you. It's all about voter production, really. It's an industrial machine of voter production. It has nothing to do with, oh, we care about these people, we love diversity, we want America to be 40% brown, 40% black, and 20% white. Well, actually, there are some people that would love 0% white, I know that. But in general, I think that the people that are actually moving the strings, they are using anti-white sentiment because that's an emotional aspect. And they can pin it onto people to cause a reaction. But what they actually do want is control and power. Anyways, we'll see what happens, I guess. Let's keep an eye on it. Bye.